Zillow and similar websites show lifestyle scores, walkability, transit, and bike scores. But in many cases, they don't really tell you the full truth. That's because these scores are designed for urban areas and prioritize commuting to work or running errands when calculating that score. But in more suburban area, that's not really how it works. A lot of us are working from home and we just want a place nearby to work out and stay active. If you're a cyclist like me, that convenience of riding from home makes a big difference. My name is Axel Rivera. I'm a realtor with LPT Realty here in Central Florida. Let's look at a specific example here in Seminole County, just north of downtown Orlando, where numbers on Zillow and the reality are two completely different things. This neighborhood is Spring Oaks in Altamonte Springs. Spring Oaks is an established neighborhood. Homes here are older, but the neighborhood is often listed as one of the best places to live in Altamonte Springs. Average home prices here are in the $425 to $450 range. Now let's look at the ratings and how they can be misleading, especially for cycling. If we look at Spring Oaks on WalkScore.com, this is the service that Zillow uses for its ratings. Spring Oaks gets a walk score of 17, a transit score of 26, a bike score of 37. A 37 puts the neighborhood in the somewhat bikeable category, meaning minimal bike infrastructure. Here's how the scoring breaks down according to the website. 90 to 100, biker's paradise. Daily errands can be done. 70 to 89, very bikeable. Biking is convenient for most trips. 50 to 69, bikeable, some bike infrastructure. And anything below 50 is somewhat bikeable or minimal bike infrastructure. Now, if you go to Zillow and look at scores for different addresses within the same neighborhood, I get different numbers depending on where in Spring Oaks the house is located. A house in the north side gets a 20. Another near the middle gets a 41. Why? Most likely because there's some hills in the neighborhood. Believe it or not, Florida is not 100% flat. Here's the misleading part. The scores are calculated using a commute reference point, in this case, downtown Altamonte Springs. For this address, that's 9 minutes by car, 20 minutes on a bike, and more than 60 minutes walking. So according to the bike score, Spring Oaks has horrible cycling conditions. But does it? This is what the score doesn't tell you. And one of the reasons why real estate is hyper-local. Spring Oaks has direct access to the Seminole Wekiva Trail. Not only does it have direct access, it's right next to the San Sebastian Trailhead, the main southern trailhead. The trail is one of the most popular bike trails in Central Florida. It's about 14 miles long. Some nearby segments along the Wekiva River are designated as part of the Florida National Scenic Trail. It connects to the Cross Seminole Trail towards western Seminole County and is part of the Florida Coast to Coast Trail. That means that you can ride a bike from Altamonte Springs all the way to New Smyrna Beach, 48 miles away, all trail. And soon you'll be able to connect to the West Orange Trail in Winter Garden once the connector near the Ocoee-Clarkona Road is completed. As of January 2026, that project's still under construction. The full coast-to-coast route, when complete, will run approximately 250 miles from the Gulf Coast to the Atlantic. After hearing all that, does it sound like Spring Oaks has bad cycling infrastructure? As a cycling, that sounds like cycling heaven. Based on my priorities, Spring Oaks should have a bike score of 99 to 100. I'm not a commuter. I don't run errands on my bike. Road bikes are expensive. I'm not going to go to Publix and leave my bike outside. Not happening. I understand that some people rely on walking or cycling to run their errands, but that's not me. If you're a cyclist, your priorities might be similar to mine. But if you're not familiar with the neighborhood, you might discard a house after seeing that low bike score. That's why having an agent who knows the area and understands your priorities makes a difference. Spring Oaks is one example, but it's not unique. The Seminole Wekiva Trail runs through residential areas in Altamonte Springs, Longwood, and Lake Mary. There are neighborhoods along the entire corridor with direct access to the trail, each with different price points and trade-offs. And the Seminole Wekiva Trail is just one option. Central Florida has an expanding network of trails. The Cross Seminole Trail runs through eastern Seminole County, and the Katy Way Trail connects to the Orlando urban core. The West Orange Trail runs through Winter Garden on Ocoee. Each trail has its own surrounding neighborhoods and their own qualities and price ranges. The algorithm doesn't know that. That's local knowledge. Cycling in Florida can be dangerous, and that includes Central Florida. I prefer to do most of my rides alone. It's my main workout activity, and it really helps to clear my head. I'm slower than most riders, but I can go longer distances. My average ride is about 20 to 30 miles. That's why I prefer riding on the trail. It's just a lot safer, especially when I'm riding solo. I don't live in Spring Oaks, but I live close enough to the trail that I can ride from home. And it makes a big difference. That trail is the main reason why I moved to Altamonte Springs. When I moved here 2 years ago, I had a list of 10 priorities. Being able to ride to the trail was in the top 3. It was non-negotiable. If you're planning to buy in Central Florida and cycling is a priority, drop a comment or reach out directly. My contact information is in the description. I can help you look at neighborhoods based on what actually matters to you. The full picture isn't always in the numbers. Thanks for watching.